Welcome back to another rebuild I have for you guys here today on Madden 21. Now, before I really do anything, the setup is different. The backdrop is different. And honestly, it's just because I switched the side of my room that my setup is on. My setup used to be behind me. Now I just switched it to this wall. I wanted like a different view whenever I made videos. I don't know. I just kind of got bored. But today it's going to be a rebuild of the Philadelphia Eagles, which is my favorite football team, as you can tell by the jersey. Also the hat, the logo is, where is it? Hold on. Where's the logo? This right there. There it is. Eagles logo. This beanie is an Eagles beanie, if you guys didn't know that, so I'm wearing this in like every video. Sport my Eagles apparel in every video, essentially. But yeah, this is going to be a fantasy style rebuild. I've done a bunch of realistic rebuilds. The past couple, rebuilds that I've uploaded have been realistic rebuilds. So I figured why not go back to the fantasy style. We're going to make some pretty big trades. I want to do a lot to this team because, of course, I'm very passionate about the Philadelphia Eagles. They are the best team in the entire NFL. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. But anyway, if you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel, if you do enjoy watching Madden 21 franchise content, it would mean a lot to me if you could hit that subscribe button down below. Also, if you end up enjoying this video in particular, it would also mean a lot to me if you can hit that like button down below. You can't really see her, but Mookie is still here. You can kind of see her feet. She's chilling here, so if you don't like the video, she's going to get sad, and you don't want to make Mookie sad because that's just cruel. But anyway, let's go over the team. So the Philadelphia Eagles. They have an interesting team. When it's fully healthy, they do have a really good roster, but of course that very, very seldom happens. Quarterback, we have Carson Wentz. Now, at least he has superstar development. Of course, he's had his struggles this season. He's also done some pretty miraculous things this year as well. I do like Carson Wentz quite a bit. It does suck that he throws so many interceptions. His decision-making isn't the best, but he also has a terrible offensive line, not too many weapons. There's kind of like a couple sides to this story, but still, Carson Wentz, I still like him a lot. I think he has a ton of potential. Of course, he's shown that he can be a really good quarterback in the past. At running back, we have Miles Sanders. Now, in real life, I really like Miles Sanders. In the game, not as much, because running backs who are like a low 80, high 70 never play well for me in simulation. I don't know if it's just me. I've done a ton of simulation, just things in general in Madden, and I've like very rarely ever seen a running back who's like an 81 overall actually perform well. I might try to just trade for a different running back this season, but if I can't get a trade to go through, I don't mind giving Miles Sanders a shot, but I really don't think he is going to be the long-term option. Alshon Jeffrey is the #1 receiver. I'm probably going to be trading him because he's old and pretty expensive and not that great anymore. Deshaun Jackson is the #2 receiver. He's also old. He's not too bad, I guess, 81 overall. I mean, Alshon Jeffrey's an 82. I guess that's not that bad, but I'm probably going to trade Deshaun Jackson as well. He's pretty expensive right now. Marquise Goodwin might be traded as well. He's very fast, but he's also getting up there in age. There's a lot of like young receivers on this team, who I don't mind starting this season. We have the best receiver in NFL history, Travis Folgham. 74 overall for him. No, but seriously, he's played very well for the Eagles. He has definitely been their best receiver so far this year. He kind of came out of nowhere, and I'm very grateful that he came out of nowhere. Greg Ward hasn't been too bad. He's a pretty good route runner. Has decent hands. He's not too bad there, I guess. And then Jalen Reagor, the rookie. He's very fast, not a horrible deep threat. Sadly, he hasn't really been too involved this season because of injury and whatnot. But I do think Jalen Reagor can have a pretty good NFL career. The offensive line is one of the best in football when everyone is healthy and playing. But when they're not healthy and playing, it is awful. But at left tackle, we have Jason Peters. I don't know if I'm going to keep him on the team. I might as well. He's probably going to retire after this season anyway. Dillard, of course, is out for the entire year. But I do want to make him, I guess, a 70 overall. I might move him to guard. I feel like he normally goes up in overall if you do move him to guard, and I'd rather have him starting there than Sayamalo. Jason Kelsey is the center. He's very good. Brandon Brooks is really good. Lane Johnson's also really solid. So the right side of the offensive line and the center are fantastic. They have a really good tight end duo, but Zach Ertz I might trade. Because he's getting up there in age, he is regressing. He's honestly regressing in real life too. He's definitely not what he used to be. I like Dallas Goedert a bit more because he has a lot more potential. He is younger, and he's already like honestly just as good. Maybe I shouldn't claim that, but Dallas Goedert is very solid. The games he's played in this year, he's done a lot better, and Zach Ertz really hasn't done too much. So I might be trying to get rid of him. Also, the Eagles have a horrible cap situation, so I have to try to clear some cap. However I can. I don't know. I'm gonna try to get rid of some of these pieces, but I don't want to get rid of like Carson Wentz because he has a big contract. I don't want to get rid of Fletcher Cox. He's a big contract as well. We'll figure it out. But speaking of Fletcher Cox, here he is on the defense. This team's best player, 96 overall for him. Definitely one of the better defensive tackles in the NFL. One of the best for sure. Of course, there's Aaron Donald and then everybody else, but Fletcher Cox is incredibly good. Derek Barnett, Javon Hargrave, Brandon Graham, Malik Jackson, Josh Sweat, Vinny Curry. A lot of depth here on the defensive line. Jannard Avery's also, a player who isn't too bad, rotates in every once in a while. Josh Sweat, I feel like has a lot of potential. I just don't know if I can really really get him starting. Maybe once Brandon Graham leaves or retires or whatnot, we can try to get Josh Sweat involved. Derek Barnett's still pretty young. Javon Hargrave is like 26 or 27. He's not too bad, but I'd like to replace him at some point. Malik Jackson will probably be traded because defensive tackles have a lot of trade value. Darius Slay, Nickel Roby-Coleman, Avonte Maddox are the corners. Cravon LeBlanc and Craig James are also, on this team. Darius Slay has been, pretty solid. One bright spot for this Eagles team so far this year. He's been a great number one corner. And then Nickel Roby-Coleman, Avonte Maddox, I guess they're not too bad to have here. Avonte Maddox is actually really good in Madden because he's still very young, star development. He usually, develops super well. I'm going to have him be the number 2 corner. At safety, we have Rodney McLeod and Will Parks. Jalen Mills is also up there. Kayvon Wallace also, I'm super excited to see, what he can develop into. He's a rookie out of Clemson. He was really good in college, and I was actually really excited when the Eagles selected him. I might try to start him over Rodney McLeod. I might trade Rodney McLeod. I'll figure it out for sure. And then linebacker, probably the worst position for the Philadelphia Eagles. Nathan Gary isn't good. TJ Edwards seems better than Nathan Gary at least, and then Duke Riley, he's made a couple tackles, I guess. Not too much to say about these guys. We do have Davion Taylor, though, who is a rookie. I want him starting this first season for sure, but I might go out and try to trade for a linebacker. We'll kind of see how this first season of trading goes, but I want a lot of draft picks. I would like potentially another receiver, and then I definitely want to try to land a linebacker. That would be huge if I can do that. Okay, so this might seem like an overtrade. But it's definitely not if you know what Isaiah Simmons' development is. But Malik Jackson and Zach Ertz for Isaiah Simmons, and I think he's going to be this team's new starting middle linebacker. Okay, so of course, the Eagles passed on DK Metcalf. I'm just going to trade for him right here. Isaac Seumalo, Jannard Avery, and Nickel Roby-Coleman will get me the Seahawks wide receiver. I'm sending Alshon Jeffrey and Vinny Curry to the Dolphins for their first-round draft pick. I'm sending a duo of safeties and Corey Clement to the Jaguars for their first-rounder as well. One final trade here, Deshaun Jackson and Marquise Goodwin are going to Washington for their second-round draft pick. Okay, so this is going to be the team then heading into this first season. It's an 82 overall, 85 offense, 79 defense. On the offense, we added a brand new receiver, DK Metcalf. He is going to be the number 1 option. Jalen Reagor is going to be the slot receiver. Probably the 2 and the slot just to get him as involved as possible. And then Travis Folgham will be chilling on this team still as well. And then the offensive line, we did move Andre Dillard to left guard. He went up to a 71 overall. Dallas Goedert will then be the starting tight end. That's the only other real difference on the offensive side. And then defensively, Isaiah Simmons is the new middle linebacker. We traded a decent bit to get him, but I certainly think it was worth it just because of his development trait. But then on defense, we didn't really add anything else. We kind of just got rid of some of the older pieces, some of the more expensive pieces on this side of the ball too. And I definitely think we are in a pretty good position, at least for the future. Hopefully the cap situation isn't as bad as I'm expecting it to be. I'm kind of hoping I cleared a good bit of it now, but I will see you guys at the midseason mark. Okay, so here at week 9 at our bye week, we are 6-2. So are the Cowboys. Okay, 1-6 for Washington, 1-7 for the Giants. Let's go over the development traits here on offense. Of course, Jalen Reagor has a development trait to reveal. It is star. He's also going to be up to a 79 overall. And then defensively, Isaiah Simmons has superstar. That's why I felt perfectly comfortable trading for him, even though we gave up, I think, Zach Ertz and Malik Jackson, I want to say. A decent bit of trade value, but I certainly think it was worth it once again. But let's go ahead and see who we have to bring back to the team. Jason Peters is the top free agent. I think he's just going to retire, so I'm not going to even bother with him. Will Parks, Boston Scott, Travis Folgham, 100% needs to come back to the team. Let's just do that right now. We have, no money, but I want Travis Folgham for at least the rest of this rebuild. Okay, he's coming back to the team. I don't even care if he doesn't develop too well. We need him back. I don't really think I'm going to give anyone else here a contract, though. We have some pretty good players. Greg Ward I like a lot. Cameron Johnson's a pretty good punter. Nathan Gary's not good, but that's fine. Cravon LeBlanc, I guess, isn't awful either. But I'm down just to let those guys all walk in free agency. Maybe try to save some kind of cap just to spend in free agency, but I really don't think we're going to be in a position to do that. All right, so we finished 11-5 this season. We actually did really well. 10-6 for the Cowboys, 4-12 for Washington and the Giants. Carson Wentz, what kind of season did you have? 4,700 yards, 36 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He definitely seems like he is back to MVP form. Rushing, Miles Sanders was better than I expected. If he can develop and take that next step, maybe we can actually have him starting this next year. Receiving-wise, Jalen Reagor was insane. Oh my, 121 catches, 1,662 yards, 16 touchdowns. That's ridiculous. DK Metcalf had a really good season as well. 8 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards. Dallas Goedert, 4 touchdowns. Travis Folgham gets 5. Jason Peters was pretty bad in what will likely be his final season, but that's all right. On the defense, then, 123 tackles for Isaiah Simmons, 14 tackles for loss, 4 interceptions. He was a great player to go out and trade for. Tackles for loss, we have 20 for Brandon Graham, 16 for Fletcher Cox and Derek Barnett. We already saw Isaiah Simmons' numbers, and then 13 for Josh Sweat. Really good season for him. Sacks, we have 7 for Fletcher Cox, 6 for Brandon Graham. And then, of course, we saw Isaiah Simmons with 4 picks. Avonte Maddox gets 3. Will Parks gets 2. So does Darius Slay and Kayvon Wallace. And then 1 for Duke Riley and Cravon LeBlanc. No defensive touchdowns, but we do have 2 safeties and a blocked kick. All right. We were 5th in the NFL on offense. I think that'll eventually be 1st if we can get a better running game. And then defensively, we were 16th. I think that'll also go up. Carson Wentz is going to win MVP. All right, maybe he can actually go up in development trait, become a superstar X Factor. That would be amazing. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Carson Wentz. There we go. That's huge. Defensive Player of the Year is Khalil Mack, but Isaiah Simmons at number 2. Offensive Rookie of the Year has to be Jalen Reagor. He had a ridiculous season. Also, Jason Huntley at number 9. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Isaiah Simmons. I kind of figured that would also have to be him. Okay, that was a really good season to have. We got a ton of awards. We had a bunch of players play really well. Let's go ahead and spend this coach experience. I kind of want to get the receiver upgrade, so I'm actually going to wait a little bit. But let's go ahead and see what the overall of the Vikings is. I think the Vikings are a pretty good team, but we should be able to take them down. We're an 85. They are an 83. They do have more X factors than we do, but honestly, I still think we can win this game. I didn't talk to the general manager. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Did we take down the Vikings? We actually did not. 34-21. But at least I can go ahead and get the wide receiver upgrade right now, though. I'm going to say this early. This draft class has potential of being the best draft class I've ever seen. I'm just going to say that right now. I'm just going to put it out there. But the Patriots and the Vikings are in the Super Bowl. 2 very unlikely teams. Honestly, like, if you just consider what they're doing in real life. Let's see if the Vikings can win the Super Bowl. That'd be pretty interesting. I do think the Patriots are going to win, though, because they're very cheesy in this game. And this is taking, like, an abnormally long amount of time to simulate. Okay, well, the Vikings are going to win 26-7. Wow. All right. Well, anyway, Carson Wentz should be up in development. So should Jalen Reagor. They both are up in development trait. Okay, this offense looks gross right now. That's nice to see there. Then on the defense, Isaiah Simmons could be an X factor. He is. This team got so much better after 1 season. Duke Riley and Davion Taylor are both also up in development trait. All right, so we're kind of chilling at the moment. There are also some really good linebackers in this class. Now, I could take both of them and then keep Isaiah Simmons at middle, but if I can land like 3 linebackers, he can even move back up to safety. We'll kind of figure it out because obviously he can still play strong safety super well. So Will Parks needs to come back to the team. I kind of want to replace him anyway, whether it be with Isaiah Simmons or somebody we draft, so I'm not going to go after him. Cravon LeBlanc isn't too bad. I'm not going to give him a contract, though. I think we can replace all of these guys very easily. So let's just hop into free agency, see if we have any money at all to spend. We probably won't, but it's okay. I think the team's actually in a really good spot right now. We have negative $18 million in cap room. Let's see if there's anyone here who I'd even want to go after. So Rob Gronkowski is the top free agent. There really isn't anybody I'd want here. Jayon Brown is pretty good, but I certainly don't need him right now. So I think I'm good just to, simulate straight through this. We can get a punter in the draft potentially, so I think we'll be fine. All right, so I am very excited to get started with this draft. I think I am going to have to trade up potentially twice. Because there are 2 incredibly good-looking players who I kind of have to take. So I think I'm at least going to have to trade up with the Jets. So I need a middle linebacker. That's the first player I really want to take. The second player is a corner. So the Giants might actually not take him just because they do have James Bradbury, who is, really solid. Let me check out his overall really quickly. But I do think I at least have to trade up to right now. So cornerback is not one of their needs. They do have James Bradbury, Pierre Desir, and Darnay Holmes. All those guys are actually pretty solid. But let me go ahead and try to trade up with the Jets. Actually, in this roster, Avery Williamson is still on the Jets, which is interesting. But they probably will go at this corner. So let me go ahead and trade up anyway. I don't really care about the money that we're going to be spending on this draft pick or anything like that because these guys are 100% going to be worth it. So I'm going to give away the 23rd overall pick. And we have $2 million in cap space. Let's see if we can free up some of that right here. I wasn't really able to clear up any cap space, but it's fine because I can still trade up. So I'm giving the Jets the 23rd overall pick, Josh Adams and Jack Driscoll, to move up to pick number 1, which is nutty. It's so easy to trade up in drafts. I don't really understand it. But with this pick, we're going to take a middle linebacker. And this guy's top 3 skills look so gross. Michael Jennings, A+ tackling, A pursuit, B+ hit power. I've actually never seen A+ tackling before. So this is going to be very interesting. Welcome to the team. He's also 21 years old. This guy's going to be gross. He's a 77 with hidden. He's ranked number 2. We landed him at number 1. What is this tackling all about? He has 90 tackling, 87 speed, 80 hit power, 86 pursuit, 92 acceleration. Yeah, that guy's certainly going to be our number 1 middle linebacker. And then Isaiah Simmons can probably move to outside linebacker or to safety. We'll have to figure it out. So I think I can actually advance by this pick with the Giants. I don't think they're going to go cornerback. I really hope they don't. They go wide receiver. Nicholas Nelson. Okay. Let me check out Washington really quickly. I know they have Kendall Fuller, who's very good, but I don't know who else is on their team right now. They also should not go corner. Kendall Fuller and Ronald Darby are both really good options. The Lions might take this guy. I would not be surprised if he goes at number 4. So let's advance by this one. They should not take him here. They do not. They go with a left end, Ramon Fisher. And now, let's try to trade up with the Lions. I think it's pretty safe to do this. They actually still don't need a cornerback. We can probably get away advancing this pick as well. I feel like I should just trade up because I'm worried this guy's going to get selected, but there's no chance he should go to the Lions. Yeah, they take a right tackle. Okay, now the Steelers. The Steelers, their corners aren't fantastic. I feel like they're all like in the 80s. I think I'm going to trade up at least to now because I'd be very, very upset if you went with this pick. Even though they have pretty decent cornerbacks, I'm still trading up to right now because we can do this incredibly easily. I might give them back Javon Hargrave, to be honest. Let's see if we can get that to go through. Javon Hargrave, our 2nd round draft pick, and our 7th round draft pick will get me pick number 5. Okay, so we didn't really give up much at all. Javon Hargrave is pretty good, but he also clears up a lot of money, so I'm good with that. With this pick, we're going to go with the Heisman winner. I always love taking the Heisman winner. Hopefully he can have a pretty good development trait here for us. Spencer Owens. Now, he doesn't have the best speed or anything like that, but he has really good coverage ability, and he's an early 1st round talent. I will definitely be taking him right now. 75 with hidden. He's ranked number 8, took him at number 5. 90 speed isn't great, but I guess he makes up for that by having 95 acceleration, 85 agility, 90 jumping. Good zone coverage with 77, 78 play rec as well. That guy is going to be a great cornerback for us, and his development is probably better than star, if I had to guess. With this pick, we're going to go with the replacement for Javon Hargrave and Bobby Knox. This guy looks really good. He's a 78, but only with normal development trait. He is the best player in this entire class, though. 92 strength, 81 speed, pretty good combination there. 80 block shed, 69 finesse moves, nice. 83 tackling, 79 play rec, 81 acceleration. He's a really good player, but sadly only with normal development trait. This next pick here, I'm going to select probably the best name in this entire class, Braden Cheeks. This man's supposed to go in the 2nd round, but as an early 1st round talent. Maybe he can have hidden. That would be really big, but let's check it out. 76 with normal development trait. Rank number 5, took him at number 12. That's fine. He's still going to get some playtime. He's not really a good, pass cover linebacker, but he's a pretty good run stopper, I guess. So we can have him play that role. I'm perfectly fine with that. I have one more 1st round talent player left, and it's Duncan Butler. So welcome to the team. 71 with normal. Now, I don't know if he's going to play at left tackle. He's not that bad, honestly. And Jason Peters didn't really have a good season last year. So I feel like that guy can at least do as well as Jason Peters. And our team did well last season. So honestly, I'm fine with that. This pick here is going to Kenya Phillips. He's a right end. He looks pretty good. He's a 70 with normal. He's just going to be a backup defensive end. But he has really good acceleration. So that's not bad. 81 speed, 82 strength. Certainly not too bad there in the 3rd round. Now, just before I forget, we're going to take a punter in the 5th round because I do really badly need a punter now that we don't have Cameron Johnston on the team anymore. I know I could just keep letting the computer sign punters, but might as well just get a really cheap one for the next couple seasons. Let's go ahead and land this guy, Blair Webster. 69 overall. That's perfect for a punter. 89 kick power, 82 kick accuracy. He's perfectly fine here. We also have the pick directly after this one. So I guess let's just go ahead and select the next player on our draft board, Travis Bennett. He's a free safety, 67 with normal. Not a bad special teamer, so I'm good with it. I think this draft has went incredibly well so far. I'm really excited to see the development traits of these guys, but in the 7th round, we're just going to go with a left tackle. He's a 64. Nothing special there, but it was the 7th round. Not a bad draft pick, I guess, for if you consider when we did, select that guy. This draft, I think, was fantastic. Hopefully these development traits are better than star. I imagine at least one of them is. I feel like the cornerback is going to have at least superstar. But we got a 77 overall middle linebacker with hidden. We have a 78 with normal, 76 with normal, and then a bunch of normals down here as well. But we drafted a ton of starters, so I think the team is going to be really, really good in the long run. But the best player in the class was that 78. Did anybody tie with him or anything like that? Actually, I already knew that no one tied with him because we did get the 2nd ranked player. But we do have the 3rd ranked player technically in Braden Cheeks, but Harry Rudolph and Daniel Irving are both also 76s. Another good cornerback here. I was thinking about taking this guy at some point, but he only has normal development, so that's fine. Elijah Love. But yeah, there was a lot of good corners in this class, and I think we definitely got the best one. All right, so the team now is an 86, 89 offense, 83 defense. This team, I think, got a good bit better in the offseason. We drafted really well, but also the team just developed super well from this last season. Jalen Reagor is up to an 88 overall. Carson Wentz is up to an 85, both of them up in development trade as well. And then on the defensive side, Isaiah Simmons is going to move up to strong safety once again. He's up to an 84 overall, looking pretty nice up there. And then we're going to have Jennings at middle linebacker. We have Cheeks as well at left outside linebacker. Knox also starting on this team, also with Owens here at hidden development trait, being the number 3 corner. This team has so much potential for the future. I do have to sign a couple backups, and I'll get to that for sure, but this is pretty much going to be the roster heading into this next season. It actually turns out we have no room at all to sign some backups, so I'm just going to simulate and see what the computer comes up with. Okay, so here at week 9, the team is 4-3, so playing a little bit worse than they were last year, but still not a bad position to be in right now. 4-3 as well for the Giants, 3-4 for Washington, 2-5 for the Cowboys. But let's go over the development traits. I'm really excited to see what these are on the defense. I don't think we have anything here on the offense to reveal. But then defensively, the middle linebacker has star. The cornerback is an X factor, though. I kind of figured he'd be something like this just because he did win the Heisman. But this guy only having star isn't that big of a deal. I'm sure this is going to go up at the end of the season, or at least some point in this rebuild. I'm pretty certain it will go up. So we have Jason Kelsey to bring back to the team. I definitely want him. Dallas Goedert I would like back. Brandon Graham I might let go of. Avonte Maddox I would like. Derek Barnett probably I would like to bring back to the team. This is going to be interesting to see who we can get here. So Jason Kelsey I want to start things off with. We have a lot of money right now though, so we should be able to get all these guys. Jason Kelsey doesn't want to resign right now. I'm going to try to give him all the base offer just so we can save some money potentially. Dallas Goedert does not want to resign right now either. Avonte Maddox up next. Do you want to sign back? He does. All right, that's good. So we have our number 2 cornerback. And then Derek Barnett, the last player I'm going to give a contract to right now. And he does not want to come back. Okay, let me try to get the rest of these guys. If the next time I'm back is just the end of the season, it just means I got all these guys back on the team. All right, this was a pretty weird season. We made the playoffs going 8-8, but so did the Cowboys with the same record. The Giants also had this record, and then Washington went 7-9. What a season from the NFC East. Carson Wentz, 4,200 yards, 40 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. Rushing, Miles Sanders did a bit worse than last year somehow. I don't really get that one. But hopefully we can get a different running back after this season. I don't really think he's going to cut it for this next year. Jalen Reagor is not fair in this game. 104 catches, 1,500 yards, 12 touchdowns. He's going to be a superstar X factor. Dallas Goedert might actually be up to superstar development. DK Metcalf, 5 touchdowns. Travis Folgham, the same number. Honestly, a bit lower than I expected from Duncan Butler. Not a bad season from him, really. And then defensively, 134 tackles for the rookie Michael Jennings. We have 21 tackles for loss for Fletcher Cox. He also probably led the team with 9 sacks. We have 7 for Brandon Graham and Bobby Knox, the rookie. That's a good season for Knox there. 6 interceptions from Big Play Slay. 3 for Michael Jennings, 2 for Isaiah Simmons, 1 for Spencer Owens. We have no touchdowns or safeties, but we do have a blocked kick from Spencer Owens. All right, the superstar X Factor corner. We were 19th in the NFL on offense. Defensively, actually, we didn't seem too poor, but okay, we were 29th. I guess we were pretty bad. Aaron Rodgers is going to win MVP. Carson Wentz, though, at number 7. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Aaron Rodgers. Carson Wentz at number 3. Defensive Player of the Year is Jamie Collins, but Michael Jennings at number 3. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Greg Smith. I don't think we have any Eagles. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Michael Jennings. Braden Cheeks, Bobby Knox, Spencer Owens at 3, 4, and 5. There we go. Hopefully a couple of those guys go up in development trade. I'm assuming the middle linebacker and the outside linebacker will. But let's see if we can take down the Cowboys in the wild card round. This would be a big game. We're an 89 overall. They are an 88. I feel like we should win this game, but I also felt like that last year, and we lost to the Vikings. But let's go ahead, advance by, and let's see if we can take down the Cowboys. We cannot once again. 26-21. Very, very unfortunate. Let's go to the Super Bowl. Let's see if we lose to the eventual Super Bowl champions 2 years in a row. We do not, because the Saints and the Browns literally make a Super Bowl pretty much every single rebuild. But let's go ahead, advance by. I think the Browns are going to win. Never vote against the Browns. And they do not win. So I guess you can vote against them every once in a while. 35-33. The Saints will be victorious. But let's check out development trade upgrades. Carson Wentz is not going to be up in development trade because he's already an X Factor. But Jalen Reagor is up to a 95. He's up to Superstar X Factor. Kind of figured that would happen. Dallas Goedert actually is not up, which is very surprising. Defensively, the middle linebacker went up in development trade. So did Cheeks. Exactly what I expected to happen. Knox actually had a really good year. I was kind of expecting him to go up, but it's fine. I think this team is in a really good spot for this next season. Hopefully we have some money, though, to go after like a running back. If not, maybe I can trade for one. But I don't think there are any other free agents I want to bring back right now. I re-signed all those guys I mentioned earlier. Josh Sweat is pretty good, but I just don't think I'm going to bring him back to the team. I'm hoping I can land an edge rusher in the draft. That would be pretty big. Brandon Graham I also don't want back. He's down to an 81. He's getting old. He just doesn't really seem worth it right now. We do have $11 million, so we can at least go after someone. Fred Warner is up to a 98. This free agency class is always so dumb, but we might go after some of these guys just to make this team as insane as possible. I think I might also trade for a running back at some point. But Fred Warner, I want on the team. I'm going to give him 50 points for right now. And then, honestly, I think he's the only player we'll go after at this moment. I go after him all the time, but he accepts very often. So, he's on the team. Fred Warner, let's go. Okay, so in the draft here, we definitely need some kind of edge rusher. We have the 21st overall pick. Let me go ahead and pause the draft and see if there was any really good edge rusher available. I see one who looks pretty good, DeMarcus Armstrong. He's a mid-first round talent, so if anything, we can at least get him. There's also this guy who skipped the combine, Brandon Cloud, a late first round talent. I don't really want him. We actually have this guy right here, Ricky Bennett, who looks really good. So I'll probably go ahead and take that guy. Trevor Nelson also looks pretty solid. I'm going to go ahead and trade up to like pick 15 or so, just to make sure we can get that Bennett dude. I know I said I was going to trade up to pick like 15, but I just decided to get pick number 10. We're giving the Falcons the 21st overall pick, Arcega-Whiteside, and a 7th rounder. It's very easy to trade up in drafts if you guys don't know that already, but let's go ahead and vets to pick number 10. We will be taking this outside linebacker. This guy should be probably like a 76 plus, and then a defensive end, it might even go up. We'll have to see. But let's go ahead and take Ricky Bennett. He looks really good. He's a 79? He's the best player in this class. Okay, only normal development, but that's fine. He's going to be a really good edge rusher for this team. 69 block shed. Nice. 92 acceleration, 84 speed, 82 finesse moves. This guy's actually a really good player. Just kind of sucks that he only has normal development. If he had like superstar or something, he'd be one of the better defensive ends I've ever seen. This guy skipped the combine, so this guy's on the team. 68. Not that bad of a draft pick, actually, for knowing absolutely nothing about him. But I really don't care about the rest of this draft. I'm just going to go to the end of the draft. I know it's kind of boring, but I really don't care who we select. I don't really think anyone at this point is going to get any kind of playing time. Okay, so after that selection, we got a 68 overall receiver. Any development trait on him? No, it's just normal. We get a 65 running back, 67 receiver, and then a 65 safety. So not a bad draft, actually, by the computer. Another normal development trait player. Hernandez, normal development traits, and then Hammond has normal. Okay, so nobody with hidden. That's fine. We did get the best player in the class, though. He could be tied with somebody else. I have no idea, but he's a really solid option. He might be up there for Defensive Rookie of the Year. You never know. This guy won the Heisman. Actually, no, it wasn't you. Was it? Was it Zachary Rudolph? I think it was Zachary Rudolph. I don't think it was Patton. Yeah, it was definitely Rudolph. Okay, that guy looks really solid, actually. He had hidden development trait as well. So this draft class looked pretty good as well. A lot of these guys going in the first round. A lot of them actually going in the top part of the first round. Usually that doesn't happen in Madden, as weird as that sounds. I feel like a lot of the times there's a good number of players like mid to late first round or even just later in the draft who are just absolute studs. Actually, I kind of feel like most of that's because like the early part of the draft is usually spent on like some kind of tackle who just sucks. Like a lot of these teams just go after like 71, 72, 70 overall tackles with like the top 5 picks. It's kind of strange. Okay, so I kind of want to trade for a different running back because Miles Sanders isn't really cutting it. I don't really know if I can get anybody, but I'll try my best. So it actually turns out we can't trade for a different running back, so Miles Sanders it is for this next season. I hope he can at least do something well. If he can get around 1,000 yards, I definitely feel like this team can make it into the playoffs. But here's a look at the roster. It's a 90, 92 overall offense, 88 overall defense. Of course, Jalen Reagor has kind of stolen the show right now. Up to a 94 overall superstar X Factor. Absolutely disgusting. Carson Wentz up to an 87. DK Metcalf up to a 91 as well. And then on the defense, I have to move Fred Warner over and also Bennett. I forgot to do both of those things. Hang on a second. I actually decided to move Michael Jennings to outside linebacker. Fred Warner actually went down in overall, and Jennings went up, so I figured it was kind of obvious. And then the left end went down to a 78. It's fine, though. He's still a really solid defensive end for this team. This is going to be the roster for the final season, or well, what will most likely be the final season, I should say. But I will see you guys now at the end of the year. Okay, so once again, the team is in the playoffs. Hopefully we can finally get a playoff win. We came in second place in the NFC East, 10-6 for the Cowboys, 8-8 for Washington, 6-10 for the Giants. Carson Wentz, once again having an insane year, 4,700 yards, 40 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. Rushing wise, Miles Sanders really isn't doing that well, but it doesn't really seem like it matters because Carson Wentz played really well. Receiving wise, Jalen Reagor, I don't know why he's so busted, man. 103 catches, 1,700 yards, 19 touchdowns. I know exactly who's going on the thumbnail. Dallas Goedert, just about 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns. DK Metcalf, 5 touchdowns as well. Travis Folgham gets 3. The offensive line still performing pretty well. I'll take it. And then defensively, 116 tackles for the newly acquired Fred Warner. 13 tackles for loss for Fletcher Cox, who got 10 sacks. Probably led the team once again. He did, but rookie Ricky Bennett gets 9.5. 5 picks for Darius Slay, 4 for Spencer Owens, 3 for Fred Warner, 2 for Braden Cheeks, 1 for Isaiah Simmons. We have 1 defensive touchdown, 2 safeties, and we have a blocked kick. All right, so we were 6th in the NFL on offense. Defense, probably top half of the NFL, if I had to guess. Actually, just under that, at number 17. Carson Wentz is going to win another MVP. Love to see it. NFC Offensive Player of the Year is Carson Wentz, of course. Defensive Player of the Year is Leighton Vander Esch on the Rams. Fred Warner at number 7. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Zachary Rudolph, a quarterback. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year is Cole Conover. Okay. We have Ricky Bennett at number 2, though. I kind of thought he would win it, but it's fine. Brandon Johnson at number 10. Bennett did have a really good season, but it's all right. Maybe he can still go up in development trade or something. That'd be kind of cool to look forward to. But 5,000 coach experience. Let's go ahead and spend it. I'm going to get the quarterback upgrade. I actually haven't gotten that yet. And then hopefully we can finally win a playoff game. The 10-6 Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are gross in this game. Even at an 85, I don't think we're going to win this game. We have a 93 overall team. Please, can I just get one playoff win? I'll take that as a small victory for this video. But if not, we're just going to end on a pretty sour note. We are going to win. Let's go. We have to take on the Green Bay Packers. They're an 86 overall. Come on, ride the momentum. Keep going. Push through Aaron Rodgers and his Packers. Actually, I don't even know if it's Aaron Rodgers anymore. We are not going to win that game. We get crushed 49-20. All right, well, let's go straight to the Super Bowl. We can check out who went up in development and whatnot. And what do you know? It's the Browns and the Saints once again. Happens all the time. But let's see who's going to win this one. I doubt the Browns lose again, and they do not. 28-14. But let's go ahead and check out development trade upgrades. There's not much on the offense, I feel like, because like all the players who went off are already superstar X Factors. Jalen Reagor is just up to 199 overall, because why not? He has pretty gross stats right now. A lot of that being impacted by his morale, but still, he seems like one of the most broken receivers in this game. DK Metcalf is also just quietly a 94. Fred Warner's up in development trait, so is Braided Cheeks. That's amazing to see. Bennett's also up in development, so this team is still looking really good. It's kind of sad that they couldn't win a Super Bowl, but it's fine. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.